Hi, good morning. This is Kayode. The time now is about a quarter to five. I know I shouldn't be talking to you in my pajamas, but the issue is of such importance, of great significance that I can't wait to change. I quickly want to get it to you as soon as possible. Not because it's something new. Actually, it's an old idea that we all know. But then the it's taking on a very different significance for me, especially since last night after a conversation I had with a very good friend of mine. And the thing is this, there's a psychology behind every challenge, every difficulty. In fact, there's a psychology behind everything. And I am here to suggest that if you get the psychology right, then you'll be able to deal with that challenge. You'll be able to deal with that difficulty. You'll be able to deal with that problems that you have. Even if it's not a problem, even if it is a goal that you want to achieve, if you understand the psychology behind it, you'll be able to do it. We've often heard of people who are not very intelligent or people who never went to school or who never did well at school. Yet they turn out to be hugely successful. We've heard of people who are not great athletes but somehow manage to be successful athletes. So, what is the difference? The difference I am here to suggest is that these people who succeed, whatever success means to you, gets understand the psychology of the situation that they are in. And I am here suggesting to you, and of course reminding myself that we need to take the psychology much more seriously. Somebody once said something to me, a DIY man once said something to me that if you are trying to do some DIY, carry out some DIY work in your house, and let's say you want to screw um, a plastic board onto a wall and it's not happening, it is because your psychology, your approach to it is different. I mean, it's not right. Now, this is the essence of psychology. Psychology as a subject is a very fascinating one, and basically, it deals with why people behave the way they do. So, or why things happen the way they are. So the whole essence, therefore, of psychology, of understanding the psychology behind everything is this. Let me just give you a very simple example. My 16-year-old is currently doing his A level. He's very good. In the last few years, he's turned out to be very good with mathematics. But one thing I've realized is that whenever we talk of Pythagoras the- theory, for instance, it is not he knows a lot about Pythagoras because as a child I've always encouraged him. I'm fascinated by biography and autobiography. I'm fascinated with the human aspect of things. I read a lot of self development, uh, inspirational stories about individuals. So, and I've encouraged him to read along. So he understands. He's very good in science and in physics. And the reason is because he understands the propagators of the theories, the originators of the theories. He knows a lot about them. So understanding these people makes it easy or easier for him to understand their principle. So many years ago in secondary, while I was in secondary school, I wasn't a very bright mathematics student. But my one thing that has stuck to me since then is what Reverend Father McKenna, yes, I attended a Catholic boys' school. What Reverend Father McKenna um, used to say about maths. One thing he's always say is he tells stories about maths. Whenever he's talking about something, he likes to stand in front of the class and tell a story around it, describing the whole essence, how the thing came about. And I think that is the fascinating thing about what very great teachers do. It is not just about putting, uh, like we did in those days, chalk on a blackboard and just writing and calculating. I understand that teachers who were doing that in those days, although they were very clever, but they weren't very good teachers. But the good teachers were the ones who let the child understand, the student to understand the psychology behind what it is or the principle that they were trying to teach. So, I know you've always known this, but I want you to take it much more seriously now. That if there's something that you want to do and it's not currently working as you want it to, for you to stand back and understand the psychology. The psychology may be you. What is it that you're not doing right? Why are you approaching it in the way that you are approaching it? Stand back. Try and approach it from a different corner. Try and approach it from a different angle. And if you are able to do that, so when you have an obstacle in front of you, understand your own psychology towards that obstacle. Like people always say, do you see an obstacle or do you see a stepping stone? Is like, or another very good example that people use is your glass half full or half empty? And these are simple psychological principles that we tend to underrate, but which are actually significant in helping us to deal and tackle and find solutions to problems. So the purpose of this is to remind you to understand the psychology and approach your challenge, your difficulty, your problem differently. Have a great day.